Lastly, we have discussed basically what the plant is, and you have seen that they have root system, they have shoot system, and today we are basically going to discuss about the roots. So, what are the roots and how they grow, what are their functions, clear, and so all this will be studied by us today. Now, last day we have discussed, so this is the flowering plant. You can see here, this is the leaf, this is the stem, these are the fruits, flowers, buds, clear, and these are the roots. So, this forms the root system and that forms the shoot system. So, today we are going to discuss mainly the root system. You can see here, this is under the ground. Clear, this part of the plant which remains under the ground, which we don't normally see, and they are not green also. You can see here they are not green also. So this part forms the root. Now the first thing we know that each and every plant develop from a seed. So suppose this is a gram seed. If you soak it in water, if you keep it in that wet cotton for a day or two, then after 2 days you'll find that 1 or 2 days you'll find that small white structure is coming out of the seed, and this is called radicle. So this part which is coming out of the seed is called radicle. Now these radicle will develop to the root. Clear? So radicle, so root develops from what? Root develops from the radicle. For the structure of roots, we will find that root consists of a root cap and lots of root hairs. You can see here tiny roots here there. Clear? These root hairs are the actual part of the root which actually absorbs water from the soil. Clear? So these numerous hairs which are surrounding the root, these are the fine structures, very thread-like fine structures. These are the actual part of the root which helps in absorption of water. So now if you see that, you will see that sometimes in some plants there is a main root, clear, and some branches are coming out, and that is forming the root system. This is called tap root system. So actually this is the radicle. Just now we have seen this radicle, if remains and forms the main root, and the root system formed by the branches of this main root, then we call it tap root system. So children, what is tap root system? Tap root system consists of a main root, clear, and its branches. Clear? Where we find taproot system? In majority of the plants, like that, all the large plants like mustard, you can see mango, all these have taproot system. They have a main root and all its branches. Now sometimes what happens in certain plants, this main root after a certain period of time they dries up, and now next what happens, all the branches they forms the root. Clear? So all the branches, the main root dries up after some time, and all the branches they starts forming the roots. Clear? Then we call it a fibrous root. So where there is no main root, only the branches are forming the root system, that is called fibrous root. So what is fibrous root, children? Fibrous root is the root system where the main root dries up after a certain period of time, and only the branches of the main root, you can see here there is no particular main root, all these branches are together forming the root system. So when the branches form the root system, then we call it a fibrous root. Clear? And where we find fibrous root? We find in various plants like rice, wheat, maize, banana. Clear? All these have this fibrous root. So fibrous root is find in rice, wheat, banana, all these we find the fibrous root where the main root dries up and only the branches remain. And sometimes it happens that from the stem also root may arise. Clear? But it is very rare, but that also may happen. And next we are going to discuss what is the function of root. So already we have discussed that, and we know that the main function of the root is to absorb water. Clear? So root absorbs water. It not only absorbs water, it also absorbs a lot of minerals, like you have heard of iron, clear, that copper, then magnesium. All these minerals are absorbed by the roots. And now how these minerals are absorbed? They are absorbed in the form of salt, like sodium chloride. Clear? This is the salt. So minerals form the salts, and when water is absorbed by the roots, they also absorb minerals along with it. And now these water and minerals, they send where? They send it to the green leaves. Clear? Where the plant will perform photosynthesis. You can see here the roots absorb the water from which is under the soil, absorbs the water and sends these water and minerals to the green leaves. Why they send it to the green leaves? Because green leaves are the region where the plant prepares its food, and it prepares its food. While it is preparing its food, it requires water. So water is sent from roots to the leaves for preparation of the food. So water and minerals are absorbed by the roots and they are sent to the leaves. Another thing, children, the root do is anchorage. Now you can see here, this part is so long. Clear? So if we just put it on the ground, it will just fall off. But it does not happen when the plants are there in the ground. It can remain upright. How it remains upright? It is because the roots moves inside the soil. They hold the soil so tightly so that it can bear the upper portion, the shoot system, on the ground, and it remains upright. So shoot system is upright. It is due to the presence of this strong root. The more the root is flourished, the more the larger shoot system can be hold. Clear? So the shoot system, so anchorage is another very important role of the roots. Now root not only helps in anchorage, it also sometimes stores food. You can see here carrot, beet, these are all roots which can store enough food. Clear? And when we eat them, this food we take in. So roots not only absorbs water, not only helps in anchorage, it also helps in storage of food. Clear? Lots of roots are there, like carrot, then radish, then beet, all these, turnip, all these stores lots of food. Clear? So let us have recap one. So that if we see the plant, you see any plant, we will find that part of the plant is above the ground, that forms the shoot system, and part of the plant is under the soil, that forms the root system. This root is not a colored one, it is generally pale in color or sometimes brown in color. It may be woody, it may be soft. Clear? And so it forms the roots. Now where from the root develops? If we soak a seed in the water, clear, or in moist cotton, and keep it for 1 day, then you will find after a day, suppose it is gram seed, after a day a small white structure will be coming out of the seed. This is nothing but the radicle. Clear? This radicle finally develops to the root. So root is formed from the radicals of the plant. What are the types of roots? There may be taproot system, like that of central roots is there with lots of branches, like in mustard and all. They maybe have fibrous root system where the central main root shivers away, and the branches only forms the root system, that is fibrous root system, which you find in rice, wheat, banana, etc. And sometimes root may comes out from the stem also. Clear? So now next is the function of the root. We'll find that root has lots of fine structures which are called root hairs. Clear? They are so fine thread-like structures. These actually absorbs water. So one of the important function of root is to absorb water as well as minerals. And what they do with this water and mineral? They send this water and mineral to leaves. Clear? Where the leaves will perform photosynthesis, they will produce food. Clear? And that is why they require water. So roots will absorb water and it will send it to the leaves. Another thing which root performs is the anchorage. Clear? So this is the upright part of the plant which is above the ground, and it is upright. Why it is upright? Because in the deep under the soil, the root system is supporting it. As the root system is holding the soil tightly, that is why the upper portion can remain upright. Clear? So root also helps in anchorage. And not the least, root also stores food like carrot, beet, etc. They also stores food. Clear? So we have seen that what is the significance of root in a plant. It stores water, stores food, it absorbs water, it anchors the soil and helps to remain plant upright. So root is a very vital player, a vital role in the plant life. Now here is a homework for you students. You have to draw a plant. Clear? You have to draw a plant. You can see the root system. This is the main root. These are the branches. They form the root system which is under the soil. Now this is the stem, shoot system. This is the main stem. It bears the green leaves. Clear? It also bears flowers. It also bears fruits, the flowers, birds, etc. So that forms the shoot system. Clear? And you have to draw the whole plant and label all the parts. Clear? I am keeping it here. If you want, you can see. You have to draw it. Clear? And label all the parts therein. So this is your homework, and also another homework is there to draw the roots. You have to draw the taproot and fibrous root, and you have to write the difference between them, and you have to write two functions of root. So these are the